Alright class, in this next video we're going to be looking at how Canadians have adjusted to having short summers and long winters and some of the activities that they do during winter. Alright, Canada has long winters and short summers. Canadians have adjusted well to this type of climate. Since their summers are so short, they have come up with many ways to entertain themselves during the winter. Let's begin with the Atlantic region. Alright, in the Atlantic region, this region has a mild, humid continental climate. This means that winters can be wet, but also very cold. Now, if you look here, Nova Scotia, which is a province, is believed to have been where ice hockey was invented. Field hockey was around at the time, and then someone believed that they just decided to put on ice skates, and ice hockey was invented. Now, if we look at Canada now, ice hockey is still very popular, and Canada has very, very successful ice hockey teams. Let's take a look at the core region. Alright, this region has a humid continental climate. It's interesting to note that the average temperature in July is about 63 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, that's insane, considering in July in Nebraska, sometimes we're in the high 90s or even lower 100s. Because of this cold weather, in February, Canadians celebrate what they call Winterlude in Ottawa, which is a festival. Here, people can ride sleighs. They can ice skate on the Rideau Canal once it freezes over. On the bottom left-hand side, you see a picture of the Rideau Canal, and you can see tons of people ice skating on there. Alright, in the Prairie region, this region has a semi-arid and humid continental climate. So it has two types of climate, depending on the lower and the upper half. Now, in Churchill, which is found in Manitoba, the average temperature in winter can be about negative 16 degrees Fahrenheit. That is super, super, super cold. That's the average. That means that it could be colder some days, or it can be warmer. Now, Churchill also has a unique nickname as well because of where it's located, and it is actually also known as the polar bear capital of the world. It is very common to see polar bears walking down the street in the middle of winter. Alright, the next region we'll talk about is the Pacific region. This region has a marine west coast climate, so that means that this region tends to be much warmer than most of Canada. The average temperatures in winter are about 37 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a little warmer than here in Nebraska. Big reason why it's warmer is the Pacific Ocean is a warm water ocean, so it tends to be a little warmer. Because of this, winter surfing is actually very popular in this region. Basically what people do, they'll put on a wetsuit and they'll go and surf in the winter. I've included a couple pictures of what that kind of looks like. Kind of see that? They're dressed, they got icicles on them. However, people can also ski and snowboard here too, because you have the Rocky Mountains in this region, so they have very good ski and snowboarding resorts. And lastly, we have the northern region. Now, much of this region is treeless tundra. The northern part of Canada has few trees and plants, and the average temperature in July is about 57 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, that's insane. That in the middle of July, their temperature is about a cool fall day. That's their average. But once again, they're much further north, so their temperatures are going to be cooler than here. Now, one of the activities that is very popular here is dog sled racing. Well, because back in the day, that's how, before snowmobiles, ATVs, and other types of vehicles, that's how people got around in this region, was by using dog sleds, which then led to racing. Now, dog sled racing is still popular today, but not as much. Now, in this region, as I mentioned earlier, people also use snowmobiles and other ATVs, which stands for all-terrain vehicles. So, we've looked at the 5 regions, and each one has a particular activity that they either invented or they participate in. So, ice hockey for the Atlantic region. Cold region, they have Winterlude. Prairie region, you have polar bear capital of the world. The Pacific region, you have winter surfing. And in the northern region, you have dog sled races. So those are just a few things that Canadians do during the winter months. Like always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Be sure to turn in and submit your assignment once you are done. Thank you.